Thanks for watching the Northwest Computer Repair video training series on Internet Security Basics. In this session, we're going to go over a few tips and strategies you can use to help protect yourself against one of the most common forms of online fraud, known as the phishing scam. What is a phishing scam? Well, if you've ever been phishing, or if you have friends who have been phishing and told you a story about the general theory of how it all works, you know that it involves using some form of lure to get a fish to bite to its own demise. Well, an online phishing scam follows pretty much the same principle, except it's spelled with the PH and the fish is U. As for the lure, it's usually in the form of either an email or some form of pop-up window you randomly encounter while surfing the internet. To help illustrate some of the techniques you can employ to help differentiate between a legitimate email or web page and a phishing scam, we've acquired some screenshots of some of the most common phishing scams to occur over the last several years. We'll start with email. In this case, this is supposed to be an email from Comcast telling you that your billing information is out of date and that you need to contact them online and give them your billing information. The first rule of detecting a phishing scam is to check their spelling. As silly as this may sound, a tremendous portion of hackers are located abroad, and English is often not their first language. Because of this, they very commonly make simple spelling errors in such a way that a legitimate organization would never do, especially when it's in a very obvious place, such as in the first line of this supposed Comcast email telling you that your billing information is out of data. Now given, sometimes even large corporations make embarrassing spelling mistakes that go out to many people in some form of mass communication. Even though that does happen in the real world, it's important that this spelling error tip you off. Now if we think about a few more things, it should cross our mind, why would they need to update our billing information? Does that actually make sense? Is my information really out of data or out of date? We need to consider these things. Now we'll try to employ these same techniques to another scam email. In this case, it claims to be from eBay, again telling you that you need to log into a website and update your billing information. Now if you look at this carefully, you'll again notice a spelling error right at the end of the please do not reply line. And again, although this could happen, it's unlikely that eBay would actually do this. Also, why do they even need updated billing information? Remember, don't be afraid to contact eBay and see if they actually need this. I'm sure they'll promptly tell you that it doesn't make any sense and that this is not the route they would use to inform you of that because it's not secure. Now we'll look at one last email to polish off a few of these skills. This is a scam email claiming to be from PayPal. Now if you read over this whole thing, which I have carefully, you'll find that there are no spelling errors. From that perspective, it passes our test and looks completely legitimate. The big tip-off in this case, besides the fact that if we contacted PayPal they'd tell us that this is completely bogus, is that at the bottom they ask us for some things that they really wouldn't need and have no business knowing, such as your PIN code for your ATM and your social security number. Now even though some legitimate banking organizations might need something like this, they're never going to ask you to verify this information via email due to its somewhat insecure nature. Now we'll try to employ some of these techniques to another form of phishing scam that doesn't come by email but instead through online pop-ups. In this case, antivirus pop-ups. Alright, so you're minding your own business and this pops up. What do you do? How should you know if this is legitimate software or not? Well, we can start by applying the first rule we learned a few minutes ago, which is the spell check. If you read this carefully, you'll notice that Windows Security Center reports that Antivirus 2009 is Enable. Now, if you were paying attention in your painful English classes growing up, Enable isn't even a word. That should tip me off right there. Who would release a professional antivirus program and not even check the spelling on common warnings? That's either a really bad antivirus program or a phishing scam. However, maybe we'll want to be a little bit more sure. For example, what if this were to pop up? XP Antivirus 2008. Looks pretty legitimate. Let's try the spell check test. I already have, and I can tell you that there are no spelling errors on this screen. And the interface looks like a completely legitimate antivirus program. Now what in the world are we supposed to think about this? Here's another example that falls within the same lines. Windows XP security message in Smart Antivirus 2009. Looks official, but it's telling you that you have a problem if you don't do something. This is why it's important that you're aware of what antivirus and security programs are being run on your computer. On this particular computer, we're running Avira Antivirus. And this is what the Avira Antivirus interface screen looks like. Although it's not important that you memorize every detail of this screen, it is important that you're aware of the name and the general appearance of any antivirus and security software you use on your computer. In the case of Avira, I know that anytime Avira pops up with a warning on my system, it's going to have a little umbrella. Basically, you need to understand the difference between this and this. We appreciate your kind attention during this learning session provided by Northwest Computer Repair. Remember, if people really listened to us, we'd be out of business. We hope you have a good day.